Start 6 3
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK.
And my name is Louise Island.
And we've got a lovely, groovy,
Calming,
nice and peaceful afternoon to share with you. So I can see we have some friends in the room already. The lovely Gracie, all the way over in New York, is there to keep you company. So if you have any questions, she'll answer them or she'll feed them through to us via the mobile phone technology at its best. And she'll pop the links up to the various products we're doing. And we thought that New Year, maybe you're looking for a new craft.
Yep.
Maybe you've always loved the idea of Parchment Craft. Maybe you thought, oh, I can't do that. Maybe you thought, let's try something different.
Yeah.
So what we thought we would do is during the course of this hour is really sort of have a look, sort of go back to basics in a way.
Go to where it all began.
Go to where it all began. Grace said the sound is all great. Thank you very much, Grace. Let me just go on there. Yeah, there we go. Lots of people come. I'm going to just bring my chair up a little bit. Louise is slightly tall. Louise is very tall. How tall are you?
Just under 6 foot.
Just under. Oh, same as me then, 5'11", but you seem taller.
I know when I went to the open days, a lot of people were surprised because they always see me sitting down. They're so surprised. They're like, "You're really tall, aren't you?"
So I thought, yeah, what we'll do, we'll have a look at the starter kit, show you how easy it is to achieve beautiful pieces of artwork. And because it's January, we've got a special price. I mean, we've had a special price on the Groovi Starter Kit for a while now.
Yeah.
But there's a little extra added bonus. If you buy the starter kit between now, which is Tuesday, the 20th, up until, let's say, midnight Friday, there'll be an extra little bonus. Okay? But we'll come to that a little bit later. So let me bring some graphics up on the screen for you. Maybe it's the first time you're tuning in. Let me have a look. We'll go to the screen over here. And if I bring the starter kit up to the side, so it's the other side of lovely Louise, you can see there you've got your item number. I know this number off by heart, sadly, 42144. This is the Deluxe Groovi Plate Starter Kit plus Barb's Loving Heart A5 square Groovi Plate. Now, normally this is £98.39.
Yeah.
We have as I said, the special offer of £20 saving, bringing it down to £78.39. And if you belong to any of our craft clubs, you'll either get a 10%, 12.5%, or a 15% discount. So if you belong to all three, you get 15%, and that brings the price down to £66.63.
That's a good price.
Okay. And as I said, if you buy it between now and midnight Friday, which is, hang on, I got 20, 21, 22, 23rd.
Yeah.
Midnight 23rd of January, then you will receive a pack of beautiful designer parchment worth £24.99. And all you have to do is obviously purchase the starter kit, and in the comments when you place your order, say, Louise made me do it.
It was Paul made me do it
earlier. you can say Paul made me do it, but let's say Louise made me do it. Okay. And then when we put the orders off, it's, oh, there we go. It's Louise's fault. Louise's fault. See, I get the blame for everything normally.
So it's my turn now.
So it's your turn. You're in the groovy hot seat. So I thought what we'd do, we'd do an unpacking, and it would be a random selection of designer parchment. So it could be Northern Lights, Indian Summer, Rainbow River, Shenandoah, Toscana, or Waimea Falls.
Yeah.
12 different designs in there, 48 sheets. As I say, worth £24.99. So that's like a little added January bonus, because sometimes, I mean, with Groovi, there's 3 different core techniques, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, yeah. So you have your white work, you have your colour, and you then have your perforating and picot cutting.
Yeah.
So the good thing about the parchment is it helps with the colour side of things. If you're
Yes.
not quite there with your colouring, but have mastered the white work on that colour parchment looks really lovely.
It really does, doesn't it? And it really stands out. So, so that's a little bonus. So Barb always describes Groovi as being on a bus journey.
Yes.
And the first stop on that bus journey is just taking the plates, taking the design and tracing it out exactly how it comes. Okay. We've always said it, there's no skill required when it comes to tracing out the line art.
No.
Because the Groovi plate, which say last year we celebrated 10 years, makes it so achievable for a person of any age, any ability, and it's opened it up to a wider audience, but it's also allowed some of our traditional parchers that had to stop due to dexterity issues.
Yes.
Maybe they struggle because it really was a skill to get that beautiful line art.
It is a skill and it's very, very difficult. So, for example, if you get your embossing mat and you do something freehand, you know how hard it is to get the same pressure all the way if you were going to do something. Or even a Groovi plate such as the nested circle makes life so much easier. You just have to trace out the circle. It's very difficult to do it in a trace out form.
And I know many of our friends that used to do Parchment Craft prior to the Groovi system took a long, long time to perfect that skill. And all the Groovi system does is replaces one element, but it's that satisfaction. And because you think, you know what, I just did that.
Yeah.
I did it. Then it gives you, it's like a confidence booster.
It is, yeah. So you have like this plain bit of parchment, and then after about 5 minutes, you have it traced out in this lovely white embossing.
Yeah, perfect every single time. Okay, so should we have a look what we're going to get in the starter kit?
Okay.
So the starter kit has had various different configurations since its launch. Back in the day, it was like a plate mate, there was a blue mat, the tools, and a couple of plates.
That's the one I got.
Yeah, that's the one I got. That's where I started. So let's have a look now what we get in this starter kit.
Because it really has evolved.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to swap that around so you don't catch your mic on there? There we go.
You told me to do it before.
Okay. If we bring it to one side, then you can take it out the box and bring it into show. There we go.
Okay, so firstly we get our plate mate.
So this is like your mate for life, really, isn't it?
It is, and I have this on my desk all the time. It never goes off my desk because you're always using it, especially a lot of our plates are this size, which is an A5 square.
Yeah.
We introduced some other size plates further down the line, but this was the first size that we created. So the good thing is you've got your alphabet, which is always very, very handy for when you start, you know, creating names. You've got the
the ordinals, the umlauts.
Yeah, and then you have these letterboxes, which are perfect for putting your letters in.
And really for those who tuned in with Barbara and myself yesterday, we had the stamp version of that on the show.
Yes, and that's obviously, it started off with stamps, didn't it? And then we created the plate mate to have the letterbox alphabet on. And even these little elements down here, you've got little circles that you can create. This is perfect for a little flower. So you can really use lots of elements on here to create.
And that makes a little bird.
Yes. Yes. I've seen something. Yeah. Yeah. I'll show you everyone later.
So that's your plate mate.
Yep.
I mean, everything is available individually on our website as well. So if you're thinking, oh, maybe £78 is a little bit out of my budget, don't forget, we also have our product of the month. So if you've been holding fire on that, we'll have a look at the product of the month as well. And anything that is in the basket at the same time as the product of the month, you'll get double points on that. So maybe you're thinking, I'm going to go for the starter kit. I'm going to go for the Groovi product of the month. So that means not only will you get double points on the whole basket, but you're also going to get that bonus £25 worth of designer parchment as well.
Perfect.
What? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year indeed, yeah.
Okay, what else do we get?
Okay, so then we've got our tools. So these are the number 1 and number 2 is what you would use in all of your groovy plates.
Yeah.
And then the 3 and the 4, you can use that for white work and bits and pieces like that.
Okay.
So, and these sizes, when you have your Pergamano tools, like these ones, for example, these don't.
They don't clash, do they? They're
clash.
in between.
Yeah, so they're handy to have. And then you've got your tumble dryer sheet.
Yeah.
Which is used to lubricate the parchment before you put these tools on. Otherwise, they drag, which I can show you later.
Yeah.
Then we have our groovy sticker tails. Now, this holds your parchment onto the plate mate, so you don't have to keep on holding it down while you're doing your line art, and then it moves. So that's very, very handy.
Okay, super.
Then we have our little leaflet, which has got 2 pictures, and inside, if I open it up, you've got step by step, following from the very beginning, and it shows you in very detailed ways how to create the pictures on the front.
So the only thing really required, if you wanted to, is to add colour using the pencils, which we have on the show.
Yeah.
But if you've got that designer parchment, you don't need to add any colour.
No, exactly. And then on the other side, you've got the other. There we go. So two cards, which is very, very handy to have that inspiration straight out of the box. So you're thinking, oh, what should I create? You've got 2 ready to go there. And then Starter Kit carries a warning.
It does indeed.
Parchment Craft can be highly addictive.
Then, because it's parchment, we give you 20 sheets of A5 parchment to get you started.
Yeah, which is always very, very handy.
And then it comes to the design plates.
So this when I first started, this was my most used plate. I use this in every single card because I could just have an outer frame and an inner frame. Then I would put images in the frame and then the main focal point in one of the squares in the middle. So this was always very handy.
Super. Then we have, True Clarity Style. For those of you that have been with Clarity for a while, you'll know that Barb is famous for her hills and mountains when it comes to inking and brayering.
Yep.
So perfect to put in the Groovi Starter Kit.
Another plate I used all the time when I first started.
Then this one is, considering this was designed and created over 10 years ago by Barbara, it's still current now,
yes,
as it was back then.
Yeah, I see cards all the time using the butterfly reef card, and there's such lovely little floral elements which you can have a reef, or you can use these in elements in a border or something. So they're so versatile.
They're all individual, aren't they? So
they are.
You can extend them, you can extract them, which we know is the beauty of the Groovi system.
Yeah, definitely.
Then another of Barb's elegant designs. So this is Barb's Loving Heart. So that's all included.
This is lovely. I love this. And some lovely white work in here. It will look really gorgeous.
And another alphabet
which
fits perfectly in the letterboxes.
Always very handy. And I love these corner designs as well.
Really right. And there's a lovely piece of artwork here. Let me bring this one in just to show you, from Karen Jackson.
Yeah, just using
that one plate.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay. And then finally, we have our adapter plate. So this one here in the middle pops out. It's what we call our baby plate. Yep. So now you've also got your numbers, you've got your ordinals in there, and you've got different shaped letterboxes.
Yes, and now this is perfect as well because our second plate that we came out with was our baby plates. So we have a vast range of baby plates that will fit in this, and they're all so gorgeous. Super.
So you're going to get all of that for the price. Oh, and the black mat.
And a black mat.
Louise borrowed the black mat. The A4 black mat, which is hard on one side for when we're working and colouring, and then soft on the other side for when we want to start doing some white work. Okay, so that all goes back in that box there. We'll just pop that on top. There we go. So that's your starter kit. And as I say, between now and midnight on Friday, if you purchase a starter kit, you'll also receive a pack of the beautiful designer parchment worth $24.99 as an added bonus.
Yes.
Really, isn't it? I mean, you've already got that fantastic saving. Now, the product of the month, it was, again, new year, new idea. So Barb decided, let's have a product of the month. Mm-hmm. And we'll, so for example, this month we've got the stamp. Yep. We've got a Groovi plate, And then you've got those lovely sentiment embedder stencils.
Yeah.
And if you pop any one of those in your basket, whatever else is in your basket, you'll get double points. So maybe you're buying an online workshop, or you're going to be buying tickets for our one-day workshops in June.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're coming to our annual summer retreats in August. Whatever's in that basket is double points. Okay. And you've got 3 different, whether you're stampy, groovy, or sort of mixed media, we've got them covered in every respect.
Yeah.
So let me show you I'll bring up a full screen graphic. So this is your Groovi product of the month. And item for that is 42595. It's the Art Deco Sentiments A5 Groovi plate, 1449. Club members will also receive their discount on there as well. So if you're a Diamond Club member with 15% off, that brings it down to £12.32. So that's your Groove plate. And this is lovely. This all came about with the font that Jazz used on Barb's Big Blooms.
Yes, which was a really, really beautiful font.
It was. And we know with Groovi, you've got the frames around it. You can mix and match the different sentiments in the different boxes. But you can use those boxes for other sentiment plates you may have.
Definitely, yeah. The good thing about Groovi is that you can pick and choose what you want. So you can pick words out that you would want on a separate plate. You can have the boxes around it, or you don't have to have the boxes around it. It's up to you.
Absolutely. So that's your Groovi version. Then if you want to go down the stamp route, then this is the other product of the month. This is your Art Deco Sentiments A5 stamp set. So the same sentiments that's on the Groovi plate. Item number for that is 12258. And then finally, there were the lovely sentiment embedder stencil. Item number 31940, £6.49 plus your club discount. So now we've just had a question come through from lovely Gracie. So Nikki asks, where can you put a comment when you place an order? There used to be a comment box, but I've not seen one since the new website. Okay, I will find out from that. I'm going to text Jim. I'll forward that message to Jim and see if he can respond to that, and we can hopefully have an answer. I mean, I have seen comments on orders that are coming through, so it must be somewhere in the vicinity. Maybe
it's under special instructions, or is that
possibly? Without sort of trying to place an order myself. So I'll forward that message to Gracie. Maybe you could copy that message to Jim by text if you have his number. If you haven't got his number, if you text me and say no number, then I'll forward that while lovely Louise is showing us what we can do. Let's have a look at some of the beautiful artwork that the design team have created. And so we'll go on the overhead. There we go. So let's zoom in on that.
Beautiful colour and some white work, just like we said, and even some perforating as well in the circle.
Really beautiful, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
Then it doesn't have to be a circle. It can be a square.
Yeah.
So it's taking the nested squares and then infilling with those flowers.
Yeah, which is
personalisation on there.
Gorgeous.
Then this is where some of our coloured parchment comes into play. And look at that, it's all been pico cut.
Gosh.
Isn't that beautiful? That's quite achievable to pico cut.
Yes. Yeah, because you don't pico cut the antennas, you put them on a separate layer. So unless you're very
No. And I remember this plate.
Yes.
Oh,
Leafy.
No, goodness me, what's it called?
Is it on the back?
It's not on the back. I've had a look. I can't think. Oh, it'll come to me. It'll come to me during the course of the hour. Let me take that one to one.
Something sprig?
Possibly.
Sprig something.
Then we've got this one here that lovely Jane has created. So this is where she's taken Barb's Loving Heart and just used part of that.
And using that lovely corner design.
Yeah. Now this was one of the very first cards that Barb created when we were getting into the Groove. And the background is an inky mop-up.
Oh, yes.
It's acrylic paint, because we didn't really have any arty background papers back then.
No, you had to create your own, which is why we have the parchment
And
sometimes,
and sometimes your solid colours just made it look a little bit flat. This one's from Josie, so she's made the larger frame, and that's on Barb's Loving Heart as well. That one, I think.
Oh, the flower.
I think that's on there.
Oh,
possibly.
Yep, somewhere.
Let me have a look on the back. Starter kit pack. Yeah, Barb's Loving Heart.
Oh, lovely.
So that's taken from there. You can use your Pico dies to create your circular frames if you want to.
Yeah, and if you're not into your Pico cutting yet, the Pico dies are perfect for that.
They are indeed. You can use your doodle dies as well.
They always look so lovely.
And you can see how the hills and the mountains really work beautifully to give that butterfly some perspective.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And this is quite... have a guess who made this? She works in the office. She doesn't really do Parchment Craft.
Oh, Sue?
No, you've got to go way back. Wasn't involved with the company back then.
Oh.
Jilly.
Jilly. Ah.
So Jilly's, I'm guessing, taking her inspiration from sort of stamping and mixed media to come up with that. So you've got the lovely hills and the mountains, then that sun, and then she's taken the groove at the nested square to add those lines in.
That's lovely.
And then she's put colour on the back.
Very pretty.
And this is another one from Jilly as well.
Oh. I think that's why I'm getting I saw the little
flowers.
I thought, oh, they're for the plate mate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So there you go. Jilly's a groover back in the day. So we've got some more inspiration to show you using Barb's Loving Heart. So I thought what we would do next is we'll let Louise show us how easy it is to use the Groovi system.
Okay. So I found one of these lovely demos.
One that I may have made
one that you made
a while back. And I think this, if you go to our Clarity YouTube page, episode 1, I unboxed the starter kit of the time.
Yes.
And there's several different episodes of how I just played with the starter kit. So if you're looking for something a little bit more in depth, you've got Groovi Tuesday. And if you go back to episode 1, I think we're on episode, what was it? I can't remember what episode we're up to now. But it's in the 200s.
Yeah, it's definitely in the 200s. I can't remember.
244 or something. I wonder if I can have a look whilst you're doing that. But we also have a series of online workshops as well, which we'll share with you during the course of this hour. I'm going to go to my YouTube page and see if I can find what episode we're up to.
Okay, so here I have my plate mate, and it's got Groovi sticker tabs on there. So I have one of the pieces of paper, parchment, and I'm just going to place over where I had. So this is 2/3 of the way around. It's already been done for me, which is very nice. So I thought first of all, I'll just show you. I'll just
episode 219 currently.
219?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so I'm just going to lay it over.
And it slots back into place, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
That's the magic. So if you did, like this piece here had been taken off and put to one side, then it slots back in for you to continue.
It does, yes.
And this is where the plate mate really is key, isn't it? Because you've attached your parchment, you can lift up, turn over, check what you've done, and if you've missed bits, slot that back in, and it's in
ready to go. So also I'm going to bring in a Groovi guard, which is also a really useful piece of kit, because what happens with parchment sometimes is if you lay on your hand on the parchment, your hand is hot, and sometimes it can be clammy if you're in a warm room.
Yeah.
So what happens is it will make the parchment buckle. So this was invented. So you have little holes in the middle. So I use this one a lot for if I'm doing any perforating, because it's a small width, so it will hold down easier.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to carry on around here. Let's start here. So you can see it already form.
So you always go in with the number 2 to gently break the fibres.
Yeah.
And that's what we used to do back in the day, Barb and myself. And then go back in with the number 1. But with the when you're demonstrating on TV, obviously it's all about speed, especially when we're doing our celly telly. And so this quickest way was just to go straight with the number 1. But just to say, you do get a better result if you go with the number 2 and the number 1 afterwards.
Plus, I think it's good for beginners as well. So as you can see from the front here, you can see the number 1 is very bright.
Yeah.
Then the number 2 is a little bit more grey.
And it's just as easy as holding a pen.
It is.
It really
And the good thing is, because you have the Groovi plate, which is all the same depth, you can press as light as you want or as hard as you want, and you won't go through. And this is perfect for anybody that may have arthritis, for example, because it doesn't matter how many times you go over. If you, for example, if I'm just doing it very, very lightly, if I just go over.
Because there's no rules to say that you have to get the crisp white line with the first pass of the tool, is there?
No, exactly. So I've done it ever so lightly, so you can see there.
Yeah.
Then all I have to do is just keep on going round and round and round.
And it's all about the process, isn't it? It's all about getting in the groove, ignoring what's going on outside the room you're working in, just zoning out.
Yes.
It's very, very relaxing.
It is very relaxing.
Pico cutting, maybe not if you're learning pico cutting, but the initial just tracing out of the line art. And I think the way in which Barb designed this beautiful butterfly wreath is that there's so many different elements that you can pick and choose. Yeah.
Which is very, very handy. Like you can create it as infills in the border, like we saw with one of those cards there. You could create a flower with some sprigs of leaves coming down and have one flower on a stem. You've got loads of stems here to choose from. So it's really just going all the way around. Then you can go back in with your number 1. It's just so relaxing. You can really get into the zone. I'll just do a little bit more. Then we'll go on to some other little bits and pieces.
And with this, the way in which Barb has designed this is that it really is instant artwork. Yeah. There's no thinking about it. We often say that when you get a new plate, that you just trace it out exactly how it comes. Because often when you're tracing things out, you see things that you don't necessarily see when you're looking at the plate.
You get to know the plate a bit more.
Yeah.
So that's just, and you can see I just done just a little bit there. You can be as quick or as slow as you want, really. Yeah. It doesn't matter about time because it's a craft that you're going to enjoy. So that's that part. So I thought I'd come in with a little bit of.
So if for whatever reason the comments box when placing an order isn't there, I will be, because I print all the orders off.
Yeah.
So I know that if there's an order for a starter kit and there's no comment, we can't blame Louise. You will still receive a pack of that beautiful designer parchment. So don't worry thinking, oh no, I can't place an order, I can't find it. Yeah. I'll have a look afterwards on placing an order. I just assumed because I've seen orders with comments on them, it was there. But if you can't find the comment box, then don't worry. If you're ordering the starter kit between now and midnight on Friday of the 23rd of January, you will receive a pack of that parchment as well.
We'll just take it that you're going to blame me anyway.
Yeah. You can go on Facebook, go on Groovi Worldwide and say Louise made me buy it. It was all Louise's fault.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Louise made me do it.
Okay.
Okay, so now that's that little bird you were talking about earlier.
Yes, it was, yeah.
So the amount of things that you can find on a plate mate as well. So this is slightly different to the finished sample. On here it says for you.
Yeah.
On here it says mum, which is nice as well.
So that's where those letterboxes really do come into play, because I think when we're spelling words on parchment, we're working on the back, aren't we? So, and when you're spelling backwards, that's not easy.
No, exactly.
But with the benefit of using those letterboxes and getting it straight as well.
Yes.
So by the letterbox, it's the same principle with the stamps that we had on yesterday. If you, and it works perfectly.
It does. So you would just place it over here, like so. You could do your letterboxes like so.
Yeah.
And then what I tend to do is, just in case my mind wanders, which it very often does, is I would, on a little bit of paper or on the corner of your parchment, I'd say, you write on the right side, mum.
Yes.
I mean, mum's obviously easy because
hopefully mum and dad, you're unlikely to go wrong with.
Exactly, because they're the same on either side.
Yeah.
But say, for example, love or something, I would write love, and then when you turn it over onto the back, you can see it's backwards. L-O-V-E.
Yeah.
So you can't make a mistake then, which in the past I've made mistakes very often by because you are doing it back to front, and even when now I have to think, okay, you know, L-O-V-E.
So if you knew that you was going to cut this back, you could just write it in this. So looking at the front of your artwork, so you could write love, for example.
So you do the, she said. So that when you go
when you turn it over, it's spelled backwards.
Put the L-O-V-E, because it's very easy to put the L-O-V-E.
Yeah, and then you turn it over, and
evolve. Yes, so that's just a little tip. Just don't do what I did.
I think we've all done it. I think we've all done it, because I think we get so carried away, don't we, with what we're doing.
We do.
And we often forget that we're working on the back of the parchment.
We do, very often. So, for example, on here as well, you might see there's some little leaves and some berries that are grey and not white.
Yes.
So this was created so that we could create white work into these, because you want to create white work on something with a number 2, because it will disappear. When you create that white work, it will disappear into the line art. Whereas if you use a number 1, you're still going to see that line. You'd have to press fairly hard to get, or do quite a few layers for it to disappear into the bright white.
I mean, as a starter outer, I remember white work for me was, oh no, I couldn't do it. I really couldn't. Back in the day, I could not do white work because I was impatient. That was the thing. Because I was a stamper.
You
stamp an image, you get the instant artwork. Whether you, back in the day, it was heat embossing, and then you would spend the time colouring it in and stuff like that. So it was that sort of, with the white work, I wanted it white straight away.
Yeah.
So I'd go on heavy, potentially too heavy, and go through the parchment and make a hole, which is what I did when I tried it in the traditional method, which took me a lot longer to create the line art. And then I used to use a white pencil. And I can still, having the thoughts in my head, I can still see the conversation. We was in Barb's studio above the garage back at Barb's house, and we were getting in the groove and we were doing it. And I think it was coming up to one of the first couple of months after we launched it on TV. I think Barb launched it on the original Create and Craft, and I didn't join until the following year. And at that point, it was on Hochanda.
Yeah.
And I was going on, oh, I can't get the white work. And I kind of, Bob went, you can't go on and do white work with a pencil. I said, but, and she went, just accept it. It's slow. The more time you give it, the better it will look.
Yeah.
And it's learning that acceptance and the patience, and which is a good thing.
Yeah, and it is a craft where you are enjoying the process.
Yes.
It's not going to be done.
No.
It's going to take you, if you're thinking of doing a lovely piece with flowers that are got loads of layers of white work, except that it's going to take you a week.
Yeah.
At least.
But as a starter outer,
just to do a little starter outer,
I would say do everything with the number one, practice, trace out, give it a go, trace out one of those flowers on another piece of parchment and get your eye and your hand in as well.
Enjoy just, I mean, a lot of people will have pencils and pens and things. Just have a go, have a little colour and everything. This is just a little idea of how white work works.
Yeah.
Even though when we trace out, we are doing a form of white work.
Yes, because anything that turns white, whether it be like the line art there, that is white work.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto the back because we do white work on the back as well. I'm going to bring in my little thing. I'll just do some little berries just to show.
Okay. Should we zoom in a little?
Oh, yes.
I come in. There we go.
Perfect. So I'm just using the number 3 of the Groovi tool. So what I do is you're staying in the line of the berry and I'm going up and down, side to side, and round and round. Up and down, side to side, round and round. I think berries are the easiest thing to start off with.
Because it's achievable, isn't it?
It's achievable.
It's that satisfaction.
Small, they're little round balls of white.
Right, so by the sounds of it, we've got lots of questions coming in in the chat with lovely Gracie. So, the designer parchment.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It will be a random, I will choose which one, and it will be between Northern Lights, Indian Summer, Rainbow River, Shenandoah, Toscana, and Waimea Falls. So I've got 6 to choose from, and it is the original 48 sheet pack, which has a value of £24.99. That will be an extra freebie to get you started on your Groovi journey. If you buy the starter kit, you already get 20 sheets of the A5 parchment in there as well to get you going. But then if you want to, because you will, I mean, the butterfly wreath, because you look at it on the clear parchment and you think, oh, goodness me, now I've got to start colouring it in. Don't even think about looking at colouring it in yet. Enjoy the process of that line art.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought, as an extra thank you up until midnight on Friday, if we gave away a pack of designer parchment, the colour is already there. So Louise has already traced out a butterfly on a piece of designer parchment. So let's just have a look at this. So you can see if I zoom out a bit now. And if I take, have you got a white piece of paper to your side, to the side of you? Because when you pop that underneath there,
it's so different.
You can see, obviously on the black mat, you can see it looks quite flat. But then when you then put the beautiful white line art on there, you don't need to add any colour if you don't want to.
No.
Okay. However, our designer parchment and our colour parchment is magic.
It is magic.
It is very, very magic, because what you can do, if, for example, say you'd done a flower and it was, I don't know, a rose, and you'd use, say, the designer parchment, for example, and you wanted that rose to be pink. Well, when we're looking at adding colour, again, initially we start to work on the back of the work. But if I put pink on the back of this, it's not really going to do anything, is it, Louise?
No, it's not. And the good thing about the designer parchment is you can use the eraser pencil on it.
Absolutely. So we've got the double-ended eraser pencil. So if you want to remove the colour quickly, working on the back, which is the shiny side, so when you're tracing out using the designer parchment, make sure you have the shiny side facing you.
Yes.
Okay. And then you can take your eraser pencil, which is available individually on the website, but also in that fantastic colouring essentials kit as well. And then Louise is going to show you what you can do.
So what I'll do is I'll do this little bit here because that's where you can see the most colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've got there's the white and the pink end. I'm going to use the white end.
And it really, it takes that colour away. Barbers often use this technique with stamping onto the designer parchment. So you stamp with an archival ink pad, and then because it's parchment, it has all those lovely properties of being able to do white work, being able to take the colour out as well. But it gives you the black line art, doesn't it?
It does.
You need a brush, don't you, Louise? Because you're not going to blow. Let me grab. There's our brushes. Let me just grab a brush so you can dust it away.
Thank you.
There we go.
That's just a little bit.
So then when you put the white paper underneath it, there we go, you can see how that colour. Now in some areas, you may need to go a little bit heavier on your pressure, but do one layer first. I would treat it as white work.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if you go over the line art either, does it?
No.
Because it doesn't flatten it.
I'll just do this little bit again.
See, Louise is very gentle.
I am very gentle.
And very patient. There we go, she's going for it now. Go on.
Go on, girl.
But it is all about the process. And it is, because now with that colour removed, you can now go in with a lovely pink, and it's not going to be distorted by the colour of the parchment.
No.
Okay. So that was one of the reasons I thought we'd put the designer parchment in, because, as I say, it's that bus journey.
Yeah.
And when we talk about the bus journey, as Louise said at the beginning, there's the 3 different core techniques. Your white work, which includes anything that turns the parchment white, whether it be tracing out, adding shading, turning areas white, using the ball tools on a soft mat, that's white work. Then you look at colour.
Yeah.
And then you add your colour, whether you use your pens, your pencils, your Dorso crayons. And then finally, if you want to on that bus journey, you then look at your perforating and picot cutting. Okay. Now, there's no rules to say that once you've traced out your line art, you have to do white work. You can go straight to colouring.
Yeah.
You can ignore white work if you choose to.
Yeah.
It's all about having, for me, I know I say it, and obviously I'm biased and everything else, but it's all about the line art.
Yes.
The Groovi system gives you the line art with ease. You do not need to do anything else if you do not want to.
No.
It's the white.
It looks nice, and if you had put it on like a bold colour like black,
yeah,
with a maybe picot square or circle,
the dyes,
or
yeah,
any kind of dye like the doodle dyes, it would look brilliant just like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people might have like pencils at home and they can just colour the back of it. It doesn't even have to, you don't even have to use Dorso oil or anything like that.
And again,
until you're ready to.
Yeah, and when you start off with the colouring using the pencils or the pens, I'm no great colourist. I scribble the colour on, and there'll be loads of different YouTube videos on our channel where you can go back and see how that's done.
Yeah.
However, okay, once you get the Groovi bug, I think you find you will.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you get there and you've got the starter kit home and you get going, I would recommend, if you're going to go for the starter kit, definitely go for a Groovi guard.
Yes.
Okay. The Groovi guard definitely helps. Okay. Then, if you want to, you're going to get a pack of that designer parchment. So you've got 48 sheets there. So that's going to keep you going for a while. I would say maybe add some A4 or A5 clear parchment.
And a razor pencil.
And an erase pencil. I know, sort of the list goes and goes and goes, doesn't it? But don't, if you haven't gone for the product of the month yet, then you'll get double points on your basket. But Louise joined us, must be coming up to a year now. It was about February of last year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
mid-February. And one of the reasons Louise came on board, not only because she's a fantastic parcher, she's learned from the best, and she knows what she's talking about, but it was also to do with our online workshops, our courses. And last year, we launched a series of what we called 1, 2, 3 online courses. And they're all done in what we call the classroom. Okay. And you buy the course, you've got the key to that classroom, and it means that you can go back in and watch again and again and again. You can pause it, you can fast forward it. And the very first course that we did, and you worked very closely with Barb on this, on what needed to be covered in the very first one. And we call it the foundation course. So if I bring the details up on the screen for you, so you can see here, it's item number 60220. It's £60. There's no club discounts on there. But what that gives you, it gives you an introduction on white work, colour, and picot cutting. Okay. And there's a minimum of, I know in the early days there was a pre-record and then there was a live. So you've got about 6 hours on each of those 3 different techniques. We really went for it on those. And Louise does the teaching. I sit here like I don't talk as much as I'm talking now, but I ask the questions that I think, you know, when Barb goes, what if? And it isn't rehearsed or anything like that. It genuinely is. As Louise is doing something, I think, what if it? And I ask, I was like, could you do this? And with full confidence, knowing that Louise will say, no, you definitely can't do that. Or yes, you can do it this way. And even though it was a foundation course, I learned something in every single module. I learned something in the white work. I learned something in the colouring. And I also learned something in the picot cutting as well, which for me has helped enhance what I do. So it's all about the sharing. So when you do get your starter kit home and you start to get in it and you're thinking, you know what, I could do with a little bit more help. So the foundation course is a fantastic way. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, day, night, whatever. They really are. It's a fantastic concept. So it started off with the foundation course. And then what we did, I say we, then Louise in conjunction with Barb then said, right, okay, we've done the 3 core skills. So let's do a 1, 2, 3 course, and it's in 3 parts on white work. So if I bring the white work course up, we have here, item number 60223, 3 different modules again. And it looked at, well, I've got the book here. Let's have a look at the book on the overhead. Because I'd forgotten myself. So we looked at, there we go, you talk, I'll shut up.
So for module 1, we did with the embossing tools. So the ball tools, they look like this. They're rounded. And then the second module, we use the shaders, which I've also got.
And they're due back in, I think one of them we're out of stock of. I think that's due back imminently.
Excellent. And then
my favourite tool.
The third module was the shadow embossing. So you could then choose which ones you preferred out of the embossing tools or the shaders. And then that's the technique that we dealt with in that one. So also the good thing about the modules is not only does it teach you a technique, but it also, we kind of go more or less from start to finish on how to create a certain card as well. So each module, we kind of create a card, but we also learn the technique along the way,
which you can then carry forward to in
all
your future
other
projects.
Yeah.
And I think you've got the 3 cards in there, haven't you?
I have. So
right,
this
I'm going to zoom in on this. Let's have a look.
So this was the first module. So this was with the ball tools,
yeah,
the round ones. Then this one was with the shaders. So this was the peony, module 2.
Yeah.
And then this one was the shadow embossing.
Look at that.
So then I used the shaders for this because I prefer the shaders for shadow embossing.
So you're probably thinking, I can't do that. White work, it really does require patience, and it's good to learn, for me, to learn patience.
Yeah.
We use the series of Groovi plates. So when you look at this product on the website, when you literally go into the product, there's a full description on what's going to be covered. There's also a downloadable ingredients list. So maybe you've been doing parching for a while and you're thinking, maybe I want to improve my white work technique. Then you'll probably download the list and you can say, oh, I've got this, got that, got that. Then all you need to do, you don't necessarily have to use the plates that Louise has used. If you've got plates you want to use, that's perfectly fine. But these are like little baby plates, and they were designed specifically to cover the 4 different courses throughout.
Yeah, they were really bite-sized because this was last year was the year of the mini makes, wasn't it?
Yes.
So it was just bite-sized pieces that made everything a bit more manageable.
Yeah, because if you look at like a big A5 square plate, and then you had a big flower in the middle, and you're thinking,
no, it's very daunting to see.
So as you say, the bite-sized pieces, and once you're in the classroom, there's questions and answers. So even though these sessions are finished, Louise still monitors them. She's still there to help. She is your tutor. And it's great to see people's finished artwork. So, and the key thing on any of these courses, never be afraid to share your work.
No.
And what I found really interesting was that our students that took part were not afraid to show their artwork, and they weren't afraid to say, this is where I went wrong.
Yeah.
And say, but I know how I need to change it.
It was a safe space, wasn't it?
And then they changed it, and all of a sudden, it was different.
It is, and it's really our groups on Facebook are really good for that as well. It's a community, everybody's so friendly. So if you are new with the starter kit and everything, then definitely look at the Groovi Worldwide group as well, because we have design team members on there all the time. And if you have any questions, or if you just want somebody to talk to about something that you love doing, then our community is great.
And it is a safe space. You have to ask to become a member of those groups. Lovely Gracie keeps an eye to make sure that everyone's behaving. Why would you not behave? I mean, it's all about crafting and sharing the love, whether it be in Groovi Worldwide or Clarity Worldwide. And as you mentioned earlier, the Mini Makes Facebook page as well. That covers all different types of Clarity products, from stamps to parchment. There's a parchment swap every month if you want to take part. There's a stamp swap.
There's a mid-month challenge as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Jane was saying that this morning on the Groovi Tuesday. There's like a mid-month challenge, and they write up there.
Because sometimes we make cards because we need to make it for this person's birthday, this person's anniversary, etc. But sometimes it's nice just to make something without thinking, oh, I've got to make this for this person, I've got that make for that person. And what it does, it then adds the pressure, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I've got to do it by this time. But maybe just spend, I don't know, half an hour, 15 minutes a day just doing something for no particular reason.
Just for you.
Yeah.
And, if you wanted to share online then, and you can. It's safe space on Groovi Worldwide.
Absolutely. So that was the white work course. So that followed, and again, that was in 3 different modules. Then we went on to the colouring course. So the item number for that is 60227, and you haven't got to have done the foundation before you can do the white work, and then you've got to do. If you're fine with your tracing out and everything else, maybe you're fine with it, or you don't want to do the white work, you just want to learn colouring skills, you just buy the colouring one.
Yeah.
We're not going to say to you, right, you've got to buy this, then you've got to buy that. There's no order. If you wanted to learn how to do picot cutting first, you think, oh, I'm going to go straight to the perforating and picot cutting one,
and I'll go to colouring and white work later on.
Yeah.
There's no order at all.
No. So that's the details of the colouring course, item number 60227. Maybe, I don't know, you've got a birthday coming up or something, and someone says, what would you like for your birthday? Maybe go for a Clarity gift voucher, and then you could put it towards buying a course down the road. And again, once you have purchased these courses, there's no expiry to them.
No.
So don't think, oh, I've got to get it all done, blah, blah, blah. How am I going to do it? There's no cut-off. Once you've got that key, you've got the key. Then we moved on to the 3rd core technique, which was your perforating and picot cutting. And the item number for that is 60228. Again, as I said at the beginning, I learned something in every module of the foundation, every module of the white work, because we do things differently, don't we?
Yes. Everybody has their own different way of doing things, kind of like I've learned things from you as well. So we all have different ways of going about things, and things that one person thinks about, somebody else doesn't think about. That's all about sharing ideas.
Yeah, definitely. And that what if, and because we work together in these sessions, I'll go, what if? And we sort of sidetracked on one of the courses and did something, or didn't know we could do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have that moment. And I remember when Barb and I first started, we didn't know what the rules were. We didn't know about colouring on parchment and stuff like that. Barb took her crafting skills and transferred. Parchment was just a different medium.
I think with any art, I don't think there should be any rules really, because you're just enjoying doing something that you love.
Yeah.
And if you find a certain way to do it that's easier for you, then go for it.
Yeah. I mean, there's only one thing I would say when it comes to parchment craft, which is a no-no, and that's wet.
Oh yeah, no, don't.
Parchment does not like wet. It will buckle. That's the only, I would say, you do not do that with parchment.
Yeah. Or steam.
Or steam. No, absolutely. Parchment does not like moisture.
No.
I mean, which is weird because the dorso oil is wet, but it doesn't affect it.
No.
Weird, isn't it?
It is strange how certain things, it's okay with oil but not water.
Yeah, strange. So so that was that course, and then coming up this Saturday we have our first online, it's a 1-day workshop that will take place in the same sort of classroom environment, and the details on that, let's bring it up on the screen. I'll pass it over to Louise. Let me bring that one up on there. So this is the enhanced pencil work for Groovi and Pergamano parchment crafting. Item number 60231. That's £60 for that course. I'd say spaces are still available. Spaces are unlimited.
Always available.
Because you're doing it at the comfort of your own home. So the live session will take place on Saturday, and we've got details there, haven't we? Or is it hiding under there? There we go. It will take place at 9 AM, bright and early, until 12 PM. Then we have a 2-hour lunch break, which is very nice, a 2-hour lunch break. And then we continue from 2 until about 4 o'clock. If you can only join for the afternoon session, you can just join the afternoon session, because afterwards you can go back and watch the morning session.
Yeah.
You can pop in, you can pop out. If you can't do this Saturday at all, but you purchase the course, then you can watch it afterwards. It's all about having those choices. There is, again, an ingredients list that you can download on the product information. And if you have been doing it for a while, then you'll go for it. Because with Groovi, when you're making a card, when you list out everything that you're using, it's like on a toilet roll, isn't it? It's like pages and pages.
It's like when I'm doing a demo, I'm writing it, and I'm like all the same products over.
And so you look at that and you think, oh my goodness, this is going to cost me like £600 to make one card. But a lot of it is the stuff, once you've got it, and you may find that you've already got it in your stash already. Louise is going to be using our lovely polychromo pencils, but also comparing them with the Pergaliner pencils. So if you've got those as well, we'll be using the B pencils on that. So don't think, oh, I've got the Pergaliner pencils, now I've got to buy this. The B pencils in the Pergaliners are the same as the polychromos. In the polychromos, there's just a wider colour palette.
Yes.
And your suggestion is that if I was only able to buy one polychromo pencil, which isn't included in the Pergaliner pencils, is
the cream.
The cream.
Yeah, which is, I don't know what number it is.
So it's part of the Essentials collection, but all of our polychromos are available individually.
102.
So if you go to the website and put polychromos 102, or go to the show page, you'll see that we've put the collections in, but the individual ones will be on the website as well. And it's the first one of the year. So really looking forward to that. I say, I promise I don't talk as much, although some people may disagree. But it's all about the journey. And it's an amazing journey. It's so addictive and achievable.
It is, and there's so many techniques to parchment. You know, it will take you a while. If you're new, completely new, it will take you a while. I mean, it's taken me 10 years. But it's an enjoyable journey to be on.
It is, and it's still the learning process, isn't it?
I think when we first started, like, we didn't have all of the information that we have now on TV or anything. So we were kind of, until we had Linda join us and Tina and everyone, it was a little bit like, oh my gosh, what's all this stuff? What does it do?
Well, I remember, I mean, Barb's been friends with Linda Williams for many years. And I remember when Barb had the phone call from Pergamano asking if we wanted to buy the company. And it was a very quick decision that was made to do so. And because obviously we knew Pergamano, if you said to someone what type of crafting you do, and I do Pergamano, you knew instantly it was Parchment Craft, didn't you? But we didn't realise the vast range of different tools that were involved. And I remember Barb took delivery of all the different embossing tools, the multi-needle tools, etc., etc. And we thought there was just one pair of scissors, but there's 3 different types. And I remember, again, this was at Barb's studio above the garage, right? We got these tools and these multi-needle tools, and you're looking at the end because it tells you, it has a little picture, and then the packaging says what the tool is. But when you look at it with the needles and you think, it's needles.
What does it do?
So there's me one end of Barb's space. I mean, I've got this bit of parchment and we've got a soft mat, and I'm just like stabbing the parchment and I'm thinking, what do you do with that? How? Because we didn't know. Well, I didn't know. Barb probably had a better idea because of the conversations with Linda and stuff like that. But I'm just thinking, what do you do with a semicircle multi-needle tool? What do you do with an angle tool or a butterfly tool? And I'm thinking, it doesn't look like a butterfly.
I know. But you can create some really beautiful edges with them.
You really can.
You really can.
But yeah, I was like stabbing the parchment with these things, and this one had like 5 needles and this one had 12 needles, and I'm thinking, why. But now I know why. And it is all about that process, the journey. Linda Williams has written hundreds of books over the years. And since she's been involved with Clarity and Groovi, we've got 2 fantastic books on the website, the Pergamano Multi-Needle Tool Handbooks. Again, that's a long way down the road if you're just starting out on your Groovi journey. But it is something to know that it's available. We're not just sort of here, we're not like at 10 years Groovi's been going. Clarity, 32 years. It's mad. It really, really is mad. In a nice way, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and let's have a look at some artwork using Barb's Loving Heart. Let me pop that over there. I don't want to. And we'll have a look at some other beautiful artwork. Okay, so we'll move that out the way because it doesn't like it. I don't know why I went all. So this is a piece created by Barb.
Beautiful.
So, and it's lovely. It's using the Pico dies. It's using Barb's Loving Heart, and you can see now how you can use it with your existing stash.
Yeah, see, there's only a tiny little bit of colour, a little bit of white work, and you've got a beautiful card. Because most of it's creative with the dies and everything. It all looks so beautiful together, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And then we've got this one from Jill Askham.
Beautiful.
On there.
Pico cutting.
I remember Barb doing this next one. She did this for Alex and Mark.
Oh, okay.
So Mark and his wife, which is Barbara's son.
Very lovely Pico cutting.
I know.
That's lovely.
Barb's Pico cutting is amazing. And she uses the exclusive scissors.
Yeah, there's no fault at all.
So we learned that by watching YouTube videos back in the day. Gorgeous Glynis. No Pico cutting.
No.
Just some white work. But you can see how this white jumps out, doesn't it?
Does.
I knew this was a Glynis. So, you know, I was talking a moment ago about all those tools, stabbing. This is using the Pico V tools that we introduced since owning Pergamano as well. This one from Julie Campbell.
Gorgeous.
This one is interesting. So this is Gorgeous Glynis again. And this is the grids that I had on Hobby Maker.
Oh yeah, the
this
basic
is
grids.
Josie's basic grids.
Really lovely.
That's
got a gorgeous heart.
I know. Karen Jackson. So
Lovely.
Ignore all of this beautiful work around. I know it's horrible to say. Ignore this beautiful artwork. Just have a look at that centerpiece. That's all you need to do is just look at that centerpiece. Let's have a look what else we've got. This one here, Carol Pankstello.
This is one of my favourite grids that we have.
Is that which one is that? Is that one of the princesses?
It's Charles, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay. It might say that. I'm going to have a look now. It is King Charles. You were right. I thought it was a princess because it was delicate. Then this one here, Josie Davidson, using the coloured parchment, white work.
Beautiful.
And then this, I know this is definitely Barb.
Oh,
this is Dave and Barb in the middle. Beautiful. All of the plates are available individually as well. So maybe you've got one of the previous configurations of the starter kit, because we often make changes to the starter kit by adding something, taking something out. But all of those plates are available on the Clarity website individually as well. So just as a recap, if you're looking to start your Groovi journey and you've been on the fence, not sure, as an added gesture, I was going to say it's not an insert, a gesture. If you purchase the starter kit between now, which is Tuesday, the 20th of January, up until midnight on Friday the 23rd, you will also receive a random pack of designer parchment. And I've got some of them here just to show you. So let's just go back on there. So you will either receive Northern Lights or Indian Summer, Rainbow River, Shenandoah, Toscana, or Waimea Falls. Okay. Now, I did say at the beginning, if you put a comment when you place your order that Louise made me buy it, that's an added bonus for me when I print it on. No, but if you can't find that box, then don't worry. Any orders that contain a starter kit between this point and midnight on Friday the 23rd, I will randomly choose one of those packs of parchment worth $24.99 and include it with your order. So, so it gives you the options. There's 48 sheets in there, 12 different designs, 4 of each. And then it means that you can create even more, but without adding colour.
Yeah.
So it's just a beautiful craft to get into.
It is.
It really, really is.
It's addictive.
Very addictive.
We know this from experience.
So thank you very much for your company this afternoon. Thank you to Gracie for helping out in the chat. Hope we've answered everything that needed to be answered. But don't forget, if you've got any questions, you can always give the office on the number below. Where is it? Over here in front of me. 01732 868 215. During the week, Monday to Friday from 8 AM until 4:30 PM. If you belong to Facebook, then have a look at joining Groovi Worldwide or Clarity Worldwide. And yeah, and there's still time for you to join the online course coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, not long now.
No. So the rest of this week, we're Tuesday now. So Friday, Clarity Social TV, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And I'll be joined by the lovely Deborah Wheeler. She's here to work her magic with some beautiful Clarity stamps, the entwined wreaths.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. We'll have some special offers on those as well. Don't forget, the product of the month also runs up until the 31st of January, where you pop any of those free items in your basket, which we mentioned earlier. You'll get double points on the whole of your basket. So if you're going for workshops, if you're going for one day at the summer retreats, you're going for the starter kit, pop that in there, pop the Groovi plate, the stencil or the stamp into that same basket, and you've got double points. Perfect. So enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully look forward to seeing you on Friday. Thank you as always to lovely Louise.
Thank you, Paul.
And we'll see you again very, very soon. Take care now.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.